Well, hello again. Welcome again to another reading. Our article today is entitled Without Warning. It's from the fourth book in a 12-book series, Whither Bound, or How to Get to Heaven. So with that said, I'm just going to read the article without warning. It was a fine summer evening, and the beach of this little water place of the town was crowded with those who, after the bustle and laboring of the day, had come to seek a few hours' rest and recreation on the shores. A number of little boats danced merrily on the waves, which were beautifully lighted up by the rays of the setting sun. In one of these boats were 2 or 3 young men who intended, when at the sufficient distance from the shore, to refresh themselves by a bathe. Soon one was still seen to dive into the water, but to the surprise of his companions in the boat, he did not rise to the surface. Anxiously, they watched the spot where he had last seen him. What could it mean? John, as was a captain swimmer, perfectly and used to the water, and it was doubtless without a thought of danger that he was taking that plunge. Several minutes had passed, and their anxiety rose in terror. Then a boat pulled off to the rescue from the pier. The people on the shore had seen the accident and were anxiously awaiting the results. As soon as the boat had pushed off from the shore, there was a movement in the crowd, and a man rushed forward in wild haste. It was the father of John. His eager distraction gaze followed the boat as he stood on the pier, powerless to save his beloved son. After several minutes of agonizing suspense, the boat was soon returned, and hundreds strained their eyes to see through the gathering gloom what had been the result of the errors of mercy. It is life or death, was the eager cry as the boat touched the pier. The mournful silence of the boatmen answered the question, and the father's anxious gaze fell upon the lifeless body laying in the bottom of the boat. Dear reader, do you think that poor John, when he left that shore that evening, had any idea of the sad fate that waited him? And yet how suddenly, in the prime of youth and strength, was he cut off without warning. And my reader, are you sure that any warning will be given you? This night that soul shall be required of thee, was the solemn word to the rich man in the gospel. Short notice, surely, but even that may not have gained you. Oh, my friend, if still without Christ, think, do stop and think into what may the next step plunge you, and know very well that it might be the place where no mercy can ever reach you. It matters not how upright, how religious you may be in the eyes of your fellow man. All will not avail you. Christ and Christ alone must be your safety. You must either accept or reject him. And if you reject God speaks a solemn word of warning to you, He that, being oft reproached, harden his neck, shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. Proverbs 29, verse 1. Oh, do not let this faith be yours. Now mercy is offered to you. God loves you so much that he gave his only son to die for you, that you lost, hell-deserving sinner might be brought as near to him as it is possible to be. His death has atoned for every sin, and every poor sinner who simply, unreservedly cast himself upon him for salvation. His death has met all the claims of justice and opens the way for you to come right into the presence of God and to find your home there. What great proof of his love could be given? Can you any longer refuse to accept such a matchless gift? Can you any longer prefer your own party doing and great work done, completely furnished on the Calvary's cross? Oh, come to him at once as a poor lost sinner and cast yourself upon him and his alone for your salvation. Then you will be ready should he come to take his saints to be with him. Ready should be called, be your individually. Him that cometh to me I will in no wise cast out. John 6:37, CHP. And that completes the reading. And again, it's just a warning. And life is so short, it can end just like that. So make sure of your salvation before another moment passes. God bless. Bye for now.